who's ready to experience for the first time data vibing? We're gonna do a live demo of data vibing tonight. And we're gonna do it live. Yeah. So we are Claire and Christophe, and we are building Cursor for data teams. So it's for data analytics. And when you look at it, at the moment, data teams feels a bit out of the party because tech teams are doing like vibe coding every time, every day. They have like the tools, they play with the tools, but on the other side, data teams have to juggle between like a lot of tools like the warehouse console, the IDE, the data catalog, and for this, they need like multiple screens. And to be productive, they need these multiple screens. While at the same time, tech teams are just like chilling, waiting for the agent to do stuff. But when we look at it, what do data teams do all day? Actually, we expect them to do dashboards, analytics, and stuff that brings value to a company. But in the end, what they do in reality is just data cleaning and debugging, which is actually a bit annoying because you don't want to pay like big salaries to people just doing like debugging every day. You want them like to do analytics and bring something to the company. So yeah, that's why like on the left, it's high added value, while on the right, it's just low added value, and you don't want to do it by yourself. You like to have something that does it for you. That's the data vibing. And in the data vibing experience, when you do it, you want to do it without breaking anything. You want the agent to be like smart and do stuff that doesn't break things. And this is, when we look at it, this is how data teams lose impact. They don't move at business pace. Like, it often appears that marketing is asking for something and you answer like 1 week later. How can we help data teams do stuff like faster? Also, when they do stuff, they introduce data quality issues. And one of the reasons of this is that they navigate like in too much data complexity. Thousands of tables, and this is super hard like in their developer experience to find the correct thing to do. We were the first victim of this. I'm Christophe. I'm the CTO of NAO. It's been 10 years I'm working in the data engineering field. And there is Claire.
Yeah, so hi everyone, I'm Claire, I'm CEO of NAO, and I've also been working in data science for 7 years, first as BCG and then at Sunday. And with both of our background, we notice the same thing, is that data teams are using tools that are not really meant for them, but for software engineers. So that's why we built NAO. So NAO is a local code editor that has an AI agent that is natively integrated with your data warehouse and provide instant testing. So remember, Christophe talked about data vibing. What actually is data vibing? It's having the agent writing code for you, but also be sure that the code that is written provides a good quality of data. And that's what you can do with NAO, because not only does it write the code, but it checks that it's going to work on your actual data. So we've done a lot of talking, and now we need to prove this to you in action. Yes, let's data vibe together. So a funny thing about our company is that we get to use NAO to analyze the data of NAO. And that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to data vibe right in front of you here on our data.
May pray the LLM gods, please?
Because and let's pray the Wi-Fi gods.
Yeah, and the Wi-Fi as well.
Okay. So here is what Christophe asked me to do today. I have a table here that is quite simple. I only have like information of my users and of their onboarding date. And I want to ingest new data. Because Christophe just gave me some data of postdoc here. So let me check it out. I have my data. I can directly see it in the code editor. Okay, so now I want to ingest the data and add it to my final table, which is in the gold layer, so a very like more prepared layer. So I'll go ahead and just ask the chat here. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. She's writing create staging model for postdoc events. Oh yeah. And now we pray the LLM gods. Okay. So it's, you want to read?
Yeah, so what we have done with now is really to train the AI agent on data flow. So it will really understand the framework of our GPT friends out there, get to search if there are sources existing, and also go through the schema of the actual data, provide with the right SQL code to clean the raw data. So you can see here, it's searching the code base because maybe I asked to create something that already exists. It searches the database to get the schema of the actual content. Then it checks on the sources and lists all the files. I'm sorry, it's a bit long because I think the Wi-Fi is not so good. But it's going to check all my file structure because here I'm actually in my GPT repository. Okay, we're getting there. So here it first wants to create a source because it noticed that I don't have a source for what I want to create. Then the SQL and the documentation for it. So let's go ahead and apply to create the source file. Maybe I did not click. No, that was me. Okay. Wi-Fi.
I think we have
us.
Wi-Fi issues.
Okay. So yeah, it's
Okay.
recommended to have good Wi-Fi when you do
It's
data
live demo,
vibing.
you know?
Otherwise, you're just like left to the old ages. Okay, if it doesn't work, we can switch to the video version. Otherwise,
we can try like reload the window. What?
let's try again.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
We can try a hotspot.
No, I think we're just going to switch to the video then.
Okay. Do you want to try like?
It's going to take too much time.
Okay. She wants
It's
to do a
okay.
video.
We have a backup plan here. I data vibed yesterday night, so I can show you what it went for. So where was I? So I just asked to create a staging model. So as you can see here in the video, so yeah, it's creating the source and it notices where to create it in my repository. So I'm going to create the source, then create the staging model. And you can see here, there's an actual list of columns that is in my table because the agent has the context of the data warehouse. And then finally, it will create the documentation, but also some tests based on what it saw on the data. So now that I've done that, I want to actually launch a build of this model. So I will just ask the agent, because this agent has a lot of tools that are really made for data workflows. It knows what is a dpt command, so it will execute the build of this table. So it's getting way faster without the Wi-Fi connection at home. And you can see that it will indicate in a really nice way the test that I've passed or not. So now you see, like, I have in this data some events that I don't really know, and I want to quickly know what's my data. So I'm just going to ask the chat, what are the events that I have in the data? And maybe you have seen a small pop-up, because here we are asking the chat to execute a query on the data, and we want to be sure that you're comfortable sharing the results of your data with the chat. So if you agree, then it will do a full description of the content of your data. So now I have a full description of which events do I have in this table, and I can go ahead into creating a new table. So for the next step, I wanted to show you what if I want to take a bit back the control in my code. So let's see how you can also use AI in NAO to have autocomplete on the code that you're writing. So here, I'm starting from the staging model that I just created, and I'm going to use the autocomplete to get all the column of this table. So here, I'm just writing in the select, and the autocomplete will suggest all the columns of the table. And you know what? Once again, it's going to work. Why? Because the autocomplete has the context of your data warehouse and will be able to name the exact column that you have underneath. So yeah, now I can go ahead and do a final cleaning of this data. Then, when I have that, it's time to bring my data to the final layer. And since I'm going to do that, I'm going to alter tables that exist. And that's where now comes into real strength, because I'm going to modify my fact table in the goal layer. And I want to be sure that I'm not going to break anything, that my CEO, I'm not going to say, like, what's that number? Why is that different than before? So you will see how now will allow you to check that very quickly. So here we are on our goal table. And I'm just going to ask to add a simple metric on that, which would be the last event date for the users. So once again, I'm asking the agent to add in my goal table just some metric. I don't even precise like where the data come from, but the agent will get it from the context of the code base. So right now it's suggesting a new version of the final query for the goal layer. And we're going to apply, and you're going to see the magic trick of NAO is, first, it shows a difference in the code, but it also shows a difference in the data. So now I can just go and be assured. I can be assured that I haven't broken too much things. But since I'm a very serious data people, I want to make sure that the join that I have done has not broken the whole granularity of the table, and I haven't multiplied my users by like 100. So now I will ask the agent to compare the new table that I've created with the production table. So that's just the prompt I give. Can you compare the table with the table in production? And then the agent will understand this workflow, check the table in dev, check the table in production, and do a comparison of what's in both tables. So first a profiling of dev, then a profiling of production, and finally we know, okay, yeah, Christophe tells me to accelerate, but it's kind of annoying because that's the best part according to me. Yeah, okay, so it differences, different column, but same number of rows, so I'm feeling great. Now I just data vibe, like, you see I could hold this mic a lot of time because I didn't have to write my code. Anyway, just to conclude on that, so we want to onboard everyone here on the data vibing movement. We just arrived in San Francisco a few weeks ago to start our Y Combinator program, and we have a small challenge for you for the data council. So we have a good use case as well for NAO is NAO can help you criticize your code base. And I want everyone here to do a roast of their code base with NAO. So you can see in the screenshot, I got roasted by NAO. My code base apparently is not very good. So the challenge for you is find us in the crowd, we'll onboard NAO on the spot, then have your code base roasted, and if you share it with Data Council, you'll have 1 month of NAO free. Thank you.